Everybody's chasing the next big thing, but the boring businesses that always make millionaires are hiding right in plain sight. I'm about to show you 5 of them with survival rates between 85 to 95%. Here's what you need to understand. You don't need a revolutionary idea, right? You don't need venture capital. You need to solve a problem people are already paying to fix in industries that are so boring, most people just overlook them. That's it. But here's something you need to know. The most valuable skill isn't doing the service. It's generating customers for businesses. That's the digital leasing model that I teach in the free training below. I'm making over $41,000 a month with this, and thousands of my students are using it to create financial freedom for themselves. The training is completely free, and it's in the link down in the description below. These 5 businesses are printing money while everybody else chases the next viral trend. Whether you start one yourself or you use what you learn here to identify which businesses are worth building, you need to know where the real money is. Business number 5, septic tank pumping and maintenance. Let me tell you about one of the most overlooked businesses in America. Septic tank pumping and maintenance has a 85% survival rate over a 5-year period, which is incredible compared to most industries. I know what you're thinking here. That sounds fucking disgusting, right? And yeah, it is. But that's exactly why it works, right? Because most people won't do it, which means low competition, right? But here's the thing. It's required by law. Every single septic system needs to be pumped every 3 to 5 years, depending on the county regulations. And that's not optional, guys. That's mandatory maintenance by the county. Think about it, though. There are over 26 million septic systems in the United States right now, and every single one of them needs regular service, right? The average septic pumping job, guys, runs $300 to $600, but you're not just chasing the one-time customers, right? Once you pump somebody's septic tank, you schedule them for their next service in 3 years, right? In 5 years. I know for me, I pump mine every single year, but that's built-in reoccurring revenue for you. You land 200 customers in your first year, and you've got 200 people who will need you again like clockwork, right? You can start with just one truck and a pump system for about $50,000 to $75,000, right? You service 3 to 5 tanks every single day at an average of $400, which puts you at $1,200 to $2,000 per day in revenue. That's $300,000 to $500,000 per year with just one truck. But you add a second truck and a crew, and now you're doubling that, right? To $600 to $1 million in revenue. Nobody wants to do this work either, but that's exactly why the people who do it get rich. Business number 4, parking lot businesses. This is one of the most passive businesses on the list, and most people have no idea it exists as an opportunity for them. Parking lot businesses have over 90% survival rate, and here's why. The model is so simple and the overhead is so low that it's almost impossible for you to fail. You either lease land and operate a parking lot, or you manage parking lots for property owners and you take a percentage of the revenue. Here's what makes this so beautiful, guys. The overhead is almost zero, right? You're not manufacturing anything or providing a service. You're literally just renting space on that lot. In any major city, parking is a nightmare, and people will pay $10 to $50 per day just to park their car somewhere safe. Let's go ahead and break down the math on this, okay? You've got a lot with, let's say, 50 parking spaces in the downtown area, right? And you're charging $15 per day per space, right? So on an average weekday, let's say that 40 of those spaces are actually filled, okay? That's $600 per day in revenue, which multiplied by 250 business days per year puts you at $150,000 in annual revenue for just one lot. Your expenses on all of this, you have pavement maintenance, right? So maybe a part-time attendant if it's not automated, insurance, and your lease payment. That's it. Most parking lot operators run 60 to 70% profit margins. So on that $150,000, you're keeping $90,000 to $105,000 in profit from just one lot. Now scale that, add 3 more lots, and now you're at 360,000 to 420,000 in profit per year. But if you add 10 lots, that makes you a millionaire. It's simple as that, right? This business, guys, runs itself once it's set up. You're not there every single day, right? You automate payments with kiosks or apps, and you collect checks. Business number 3, ATM route businesses. Here's one most people never even think about. ATM route businesses have an 85 to 90% survival rate. And once you understand the model, you see exactly why, right? So you own ATMs. You place them in these high traffic locations, and every time that somebody uses the machine, you make money. That's the entire business model. But let me break down how this works, okay? You go and buy an ATM machine for $2,000 to $3,000, right? You negotiate with the business owner to place it in their store, whether it's a gas station, a bar, right? And then every time somebody withdraws cash from that ATM, you charge a transaction fee. The average fee is $2.50 to $3.50, right? You split a small percentage with the location owner as rent for your machine, and then you keep the rest. But let's say your ATM does 200 transactions per month at $3 per transaction, right? That's $600 in revenue per machine per month. So after your costs for cash replenishment, maintenance, location fees, you're looking at about $200 in expenses, which is going to leave you about $400 per month per machine in pure profit, which is $4,800 per year per ATM. Now, here's where it gets good. You don't stop at one machine, right? No, you build a route. You put 20 ATMs in high traffic locations, and now you're making $8,000 per month in profit, which is $96,000 per year. If you scale that to 50 machines, you're at $240,000 per year, okay? Scale to 100 machines, you're at $480,000 per year. And this business runs on autopilot. You're not there every day, right? You've got somebody that replenishes the cash for you, that handles the refills, and you just monitor transactions and collect deposits for yourself. The best part, once you build the route, guys, it's an asset that you can sell. ATM route businesses sell for 3 to 4 times their annual profit. Business number 2, self-storage facilities. Self-storage has one of the highest survival rates of any business in America, period. Consistently over 90%, and here's why. People always need storage. Whether the economy is good or bad, people moving or downsizing or storing their belongings during life transitions are just running small businesses that need the extra space, right? So think about it. There's divorce, right? When the divorce happens, they need storage. There's moving, same thing, right? Deployed military for this town, right? They need storage. Small business inventory when they're stacking up because China's freaking inflation is going up, right? All of this needs to go into storage. So the demand never stops. And once somebody rents a unit, they stay for an average of 12 to 18 months, okay? But let's talk about the math on this real quick. You've got a facility with 100 units, right? And the average unit rents for $100 to $150 a month, depending on the size and the location. But let's say you're at, an 85% occupancy, which is kind of the industry average. That's 85 units rented at $125 per month, which puts $10,625 a month in your pocket, okay? But multiply that by 12 months and you're at $127,500 per year, okay? Your expenses on all this, guys, are just property taxes, insurance, minimal maintenance, maybe a part-time manager if you want one, but most storage facilities run 60 to 70% profit margins. So on that $127,000, you're keeping $76,000 to $89,000 in pure profit. And the beautiful part is this business is almost completely passive for you. There's no inventory. There's no employees unless you scale real big. You automate rent. You collect it online, and tenants manage their own units with keyed access. You can run this from your phone, guys. And once you've got one facility profitable, you can scale by building or buying more facilities for yourself. Operators with 3 to 5 facilities are regularly clearing $500,000 to $1 million per year in pure profit. Business number 1, laundromats. Laundromats have a 95% survival rate when the location is right. But let me say that again, 95% survival rate. That's one of the highest survival rates of any business in America, and here's why. People always need clothes cleaned, right? Whether the economy is up, whether it's down, it's summer, it's winter, people need their laundry done in every single city as well. There's massive population of people who don't have washers and dryers in their home. People like apartment renters, college students, people in transitional housing, they all need laundromats. They all need their clothes cleaned. But let me show you the numbers on this, okay? The average laundromat does $200 to $400 per day in revenue, depending on the size and the location. But let's say you're doing $300 per day, okay? That's $9,000 per month, which multiplied by 12 months, I believe is $108,000 per year, right? Your expenses on that is you have rent, you have utilities, you have maintenance, and maybe an attendant if you want one, right? But most laundromats are running 50 to 60% profit margins. So on that $108,000, you're keeping about $54,000 in profit every single year from just that one location. And here's what makes this business incredible. It's semi-passive. Once the machines are installed and they're running, your job is just to collect money, handle minor little maintenance, and then keep the place clean so it's not dirty. You can hire somebody part-time to manage it, or you can install remote monitoring and card systems so customers pay digitally. Now, you can scale that, right? You buy 3 laundromats in different neighborhoods, and you're at $162,000 per year in just pure profit. But if you buy 10 laundromats, you're clearing over $500,000 per year. That's how laundromat millionaires are made. They don't stop at one location. They build a portfolio of locations. So why do these businesses have such high survival rates? Let me break it down for you real quick. First reason is constant demand, right? Because people always need septic services. They always need parking. They always need cash access. They need storage. And for sure, they need clean clothes, right? These aren't trendy industries that just rise and fall when the economy does. No, they're necessities. Second reason, low competition. Most people won't even consider these businesses because they're boring, guys. They're unsexy, and they involve work that nobody wants to do. That's your advantage, though. While everybody else is chasing the next tech startup or social media trend, you're building a cash-flowing asset in a business with almost no serious competition. And third, here's what really matters. These businesses are asset-based and semi-passive. Once you set them up, they run without you being there every single day. You're not trading your time for money. You're building systems and assets that generate income while you sleep. That's how you get rich. Now, let me save you some pain and walk you through the top mistakes people make with these business models. Mistake number 1 is choosing a bad location, because location is everything in these businesses, right? A laundromat in the wrong neighborhood is going to struggle. A parking lot in a low traffic area, it won't fill up. And a self-storage facility in a town with no population growth, it'll sit empty. So do your research. Study the demographics, the traffic patterns, and the competition before you commit to a location. Mistake number 2, underestimating startup capital. These businesses require upfront investment. You need capital to buy equipment, lease the land, or acquire the facility, right? So don't go into this thinking you can bootstrap this shit for $5,000, because you need a plan for $50,000 to $150,000 depending on the business. And make sure you've got reserves for the first 6 to 12 months as well. Mistake number 3 is not automating early, okay? If you're manually collecting coins from laundromats, or you're personally handling every single ATM refill, then you're doing it wrong, okay? So automate payments, use remote monitoring, hire part-time help for routine tasks that you do, right? Your goal here is to build a business that runs without you, not create another job for yourself. Mistake number 4 is stopping at one location, guys. The real wealth is scaling. It's not staying comfortable. One laundromat makes you $60,000 per year, but 10 laundromats make you $600,000 per year. Don't get comfortable with one asset. Build yourself a portfolio. Look, these businesses work. The demand is real, the money is real, and the survival rates are real. But here's what I learned after building multiple businesses: the real wealth isn't trading time for money, it's owning assets that generate income without you being there. That's why I fell in love with digital leasing. Because just like these businesses, you're building an asset that works for you while you sleep. You're not managing septic trucks. You're not refilling ATMs. You're not collecting quarters from laundromats. No, you build a lead generation website. You rank it in Google. You lease it to a business that needs those customers, and then you collect your check every single month. It's the same asset based income model, but without the upfront capital, the equipment, or the physical locations, right? That's what I teach inside this free training. It's how I'm making over $41,000 a month, and my students are building real income with this. Some are at $2,000 a month, some are at $6,000 a month, and some are scaling way past that. The training is completely free, and the link is down in the description below. Boring businesses work, but if you want to build assets without massive upfront investment, then digital leasing is the move for you. Let's go build something that lasts.